Sometimes buyers walk into an older home and think, wow, this house was really cared for. And other times they walk into a house with the exact same age and layout and think, oh my gosh, where do I even begin? And believe it or not, the difference is often the small details. Today, let's talk about inexpensive things you can do that make buyers feel confident in your home, whether you're in a seller's market or a buyer's market. And if this kind of content resonates with you, please like and subscribe. I post videos every single week to help homeowners, buyers, and sellers navigate the real estate process with confidence. Now, obviously, if somebody walks into a fully renovated home with a gorgeous kitchen, updated bathrooms, and everything perfectly staged, that home is probably going to stand out immediately. But what about the house that isn't fully updated? What about that home that might be a little bit older, maybe a little dated, but has truly been cared for over the years? Because there is a huge difference between a home feeling older and a home feeling neglected. And buyers absolutely notice the difference. One of the biggest things buyers notice, sometimes without even realizing it, is clutter. And I know when you live in a home, things accumulate. But when countertops are crowded, closets are overflowing, and things are stacked on top of cabinets or refrigerators, buyers subconsciously start feeling like the house doesn't have enough storage, even if it actually does. And even when you start packing things away, presentation still matters. Buyers understand people are preparing to move, but neatly stacked and organized boxes in a garage or basement feel very different than boxes scattered everywhere. Organized packing feels intentional and manageable instead of chaotic. And yes, buyers will open closets. Every closet, every cabinet, every pantry. And when things are overstuffed or falling out, it creates stress. But when closets are neat and organized, it creates a feeling of calm and functionality. It tells buyers, okay, this home works well. Another thing people don't always think about is furniture placement. Sometimes removing one bulky chair, oversized table, or extra piece of furniture can make a room feel dramatically larger without spending $1. Buyers don't always measure rooms with a tape measure. They experience how the room emotionally feels when they walk through it. And buyers don't walk through a house with a checklist as much as they walk through it with a feeling. Another huge thing people underestimate is lighting. Dark homes feel smaller, heavier, and sometimes even older than they actually are. Open the curtains, open the blinds, turn on the lights before showings, replace old bulbs, clean dusty light fixtures, and if possible, try to keep your light bulbs the same throughout the house because mismatched lighting makes spaces feel disconnected. Natural light creates warmth and emotion, and real estate is emotional. Now, let's talk about exterior because first impressions start before buyers even walk through the front door. And no, you do not have to spend thousands of dollars landscaping your property. Sometimes simple maintenance creates the biggest impact. Mowing the lawn, trimming the bushes, pulling weeds, edging walkways, sweeping front steps, and adding fresh mulch. Those little details immediately make a home feel more maintained. And I also want to mention something important about cleaning the exterior of your home because sometimes people think aggressive power washing is always the answer, and it's not. It can actually strip away the protective coating that helps protect the siding from UV rays, and over time, that can create uneven fading or discoloration. So softer cleaning methods are often the better options. There are products like Wet and Forget that many homeowners use for siding, patios, and roofs that gradually help clean buildup without aggressively damaging surfaces. And simple things like cleaning the siding, refreshing walkways, and cleaning out the gutters can dramatically improve how maintained a home feels. And speaking of maintenance, this is one of the biggest things that can impact how buyers view your home. Deferred maintenance creates doubt. Things homeowners get used to over time can stand out immediately to buyers. A dripping faucet, loose cabinet handles, sticky sliding doors, peeling caulk, a squeaky door, burnt out bulbs, a loose handrail. To a homeowner, those things may feel small, but buyers start wondering if these little things weren't handled, what bigger things may not have been maintained either. And this is especially important when it comes to servicing major systems in the house. Things like oil burners, boilers, central air, sprinkler systems, and chimneys. If possible, have those systems serviced before listing. It can make buyers feel much more comfortable because buyers are not expecting older homes to be perfect. They're looking for reassurance. They want to feel this home has been cared for. Another inexpensive thing that can make a huge impact is paint touch-ups. You don't necessarily need to repaint the entire house, but touching up scuff marks, chipped trim, nail holes, worn corners, and marked up doors can instantly make a home feel fresher and cleaner. And lighter neutral paint colors often help rooms feel brighter and larger without taking away the character of the home. Kitchens and bathrooms are emotional spaces for buyers too. And while you may not want to fully renovate, and honestly, many times you don't need to, small updates can still make a difference. Things like replacing cabinet hardware, updating a faucet, fresh caulking, deep cleaning grout, replacing outdated light fixtures, putting out fresh towels, and removing clutter from countertops. Those small details help buyers focus on possibility instead of projects. Over-personalization can also make it harder for buyers to picture themselves in the home. Family photos are beautiful and important, but when every wall and surface is filled with personal items, buyers sometimes stay focused on your life instead of imagining their own. You don't have to remove every sign that someone lives there, but simplifying and neutralizing some spaces can really help buyers emotionally connect. And here's one people forget all the time: smells. You become noseblind to your own home. Pets, cooking, basements, smoke, even heavily scented air fresheners. Buyers notice smells immediately. A fresh smelling home feels clean and maintained. Open windows when possible. Wash pet bedding. Clean carpets and upholstery. And avoid overly strong fragrances because buyers often assume you're trying to hide something. Sometimes sellers focus so much on the big renovations that they forget buyers are experiencing the entire home. A clean front entry, organized mudroom, fresh hand towels, clean switch plates, clean baseboards, those little details quietly tell buyers that the home has been cared for. And here's something really important. Do not feel like you need to pretend your home is brand new. There are buyers who love older homes with character. The goal is not to trick buyers into thinking the home is updated. The goal is to make buyers feel confident that the home has been loved and maintained. Because buyers can absolutely walk into a dated home and think, we can update this over time. That feels completely different than feeling overwhelmed. And remember, buyers are emotional. They're not just buying square footage, they're buying a feeling. The feeling that the home was cared for, the feeling that they can move in without immediate chaos, the feeling that the house was loved. And sometimes the difference between a lower offer and a stronger offer isn't a massive renovation. It's simply attention to detail. So if you're thinking about selling your home and worrying that it's not the most updated house on the market, don't panic. Focus on cleanliness. Focus on maintenance. Focus on organization. Focus on presentation because small details can completely change the way buyers experience your home. And if you have questions about preparing your home for sale, feel free to reach out. I'm Karen Roth with RE/MAX Integrity Leaders. I'll see you soon.